And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Tuesday. Nope, it is Wednesday, March 2nd. I don't like when the days of the week don't line up numerically. Like today is the third day of the work week. It's so much easier for me to see March 3rd and think Wednesday, but today is March 2nd and it is Wednesday. It's very confusing in my head. I'm going to get that wrong when I do the contenders videos later today. Without question, I will have to record that more than once. But either way, it is Wednesday. We are here to break down an 8-game NBA slate. Very balanced, very normal style slate today. I like the size. We'll see what we're going to do with it. Got to cook dinner tonight, so I'm going to try to balance everything, figure out what we can do. Good morning to everybody. Nice to see everybody here. A lot of smiles. I see some coffee, some hot dogs, see some bread up in this place as well. It's always good to see. Got to give the shout out immediately. You see it at the top of the screen. Awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. That is how you can sign up for our presenting sponsor. That is Prize Picks. You get 1 free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. You can get a bit of money on your deposit. Cannot beat it. We've got tons of tools on the site that can help you out, including our Prize Picks player prop tool, which basically lays out everything we have for you, at least from the NBA's perspective. Can't beat it. Go check it out. Awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Oh, boys and gals, potentially. Everybody that's here. It's good to see everybody. I'm excited for some coffee. I'm thirsty for it. Feels like an extra coffee day. I woke up dragging butt for like 5 minutes. Now, feel great. Knocked the rust off. Did have an interesting stretch. That wasn't fun. The gym from Monday really beating me up. It's not going to be fun to go back today, but upper body today. Get our pump on. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Head to Twitter then and follow me at Josh Engleman. That is the place to be. There will be some additional things posted on Twitter in the near future. Finally able to get a lifestyle schedule, I think, set up. So life has been a bit hectic for the past 2 months. Hoping to get back into it now. What else we got here? I don't got much else. I think we're probably ready to just dive into this bad boy. Nightbot's dropping links everywhere. We got our normal morning crew in this piece. What do we got in here? 45 people. Yeah, 45 people, 20 likes. It's a little light right now, but we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Lots to talk about. Let's kick it off. But first, we'll go big screen. Boop. Let's do it. Coffee is here, folks. I hope you're ready for it. First and foremost, right there. Rise and grind. That's the motto of this bad boy. You guys know it. Look, we started this season, the beginning of October, mid-October, whenever the NBA season started. Most of October, November, December, January, February. We're into March now. We have been doing the 6:30 wake up for a pretty long time. We don't have a ton of time left for the process. Probably about 6 more weeks before this one goes by the wayside. I'm going to miss you guys, but it is my favorite thing to do. So I've got my coffee. I hope you guys do as well. Whether you have a coffee, tea, water, beers, hot dogs, joints, whatever your morning thing is. We're trying to bring Pop-Tarts back. I know they're probably they've never gone anywhere, but they've gone somewhere to me. So if you got a Pop-Tart, eat that for me. I would appreciate it. Cheers to you guys. Bam. Let's get it done. Let's win some money tonight. That is good. That is some tasty stuff. All right, we're into it. Game time. Charlotte Hornets, 3.5-point dogs in Cleveland, 215 total. If you ever want to know how good of a defense Cleveland actually has, at least in general, Charlotte Hornets in a 215 total is pretty tough to do. Now, we've got no Gordon Hayward, Jalen McDaniels, and Nick Richards are both doubtful. We have no James Bouknight. This is basically just going to be whatever we expected Monday's game to be. And that's where it gets tricky. We saw Montrezl Harrell and Mason Plumlee play 42 minutes at the center. They did go to Kai Jones at least a little bit as well. I don't think that's going to be a long-term thing. So I'm actually going to leave this rotation basically exactly like I have it. 36 minutes for Rozier, 34 minutes for LaMelo, 36 minutes for Miles Bridges, 29 for PJ Washington. That actually might be a little light. I'm going to go one more to PJ Washington. Get him to 30. JT Thor is the only other guy that's a little confusing. Don't think it matters all that much. So, right out of the gate, we've got Charlotte locked down. And they're not going to be as entertaining as they normally are just because of the pace and all that other good stuff for this matchup. Let's get back to 5x plus 10. And we'll go to Cleveland. And I don't know the status of some of these guys, but I'm guessing Garland's still out. Although, maybe he's back. Garland questionable. Okay. Garland questionable. No LeVert, no Rondo. So I guess we are assuming that we get Darius Garland back. So we pop in Garland for 34 minutes. Straight away. That seems the easiest thing that we can do. We're going to give Brandon Goodwin the backup point guard run. I can unearth some time for Chetty. I kind of just need to take some time away. We'll take a minute here from Okoro. We'll take... Oh, that might actually work. Does 26 for Chetty seem like too much? Probably does, right? Kevin Love got back up to 26. Maybe I take Chetty to 24 and I take Love to 24. That I like. Now, we do need to grab the rates for Cleveland because Garland being in matters. But this is actually a pretty quick one. Or at least it should be. So, Cleveland played in the game. We've got... I might not even be able to include Markkanen. Markkanen, Garland, Mobley, Allen. And then off for Rubio, LeVert, and Sexton. I don't know how big this sample is going to be. Anything over 200 for the main guys, and we'll be happy. Oh, way over. Way over. What do I know? Don't answer that, guys. Don't answer that. All right, let's grab these rates for Cleveland. I cannot wait to drink more coffee. Maybe I should get like you know those helmets where you can put the beers in it? Maybe I should get one of those so that I can just always have access to the coffee. Would that be better? Or do I get like a Camelback? Do they make Camelbacks that hold hot liquid? That could also be pretty fun. Or maybe I could be like a mouse or a gerbil. I've just got like a thing here. I just go up and get it. Any of those things seem like they would work pretty well. Boston Cream Donut Pop-Tart. JJ, I'm intrigued. Report back. All right, I'm going to drop the rates in for Cleveland. It's not all that interesting when it's the normal guys coming back. I just want to make sure that I don't over or under project any of these guys. Wow. Darius Garland has a massive assist rate in this little scenario here. He's going to end up looking like pretty good. If I say that it's 11, take it to 13. Yeah, he's going to look good. Garland, 4.5. All right, that's fine. Markkanen, 17% usage rate. Who's pulling the usage? All right, Kevin Love's at 25. Where does the rest of it go? Chetty's at 20. Mobley's at 19 and change. That's fine. Jared Allen's at 18 and change. Markkanen's actually goes down, which is kind of surprising. I just don't know who's soaking it up. I think I can just leave this. The rest of these guys just don't do all that much. Maybe I knock down Kevin Love's rebounding rate a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. All right, because this is a great spot for Cleveland. So we look at Charlotte. I feel like a straw in hot liquid could end badly. Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, like, I don't need my coffee to be hot, though. I don't know. I guess you need, like, a silicone straw. I don't think you want to use metal. Nate, you're asking the wrong guy for real. I have no idea. The only reason that I know anything about Duke is that Paolo Banchero will be one of the first 5 draft picks. All right, for Charlotte. To me, Miles Bridges is your best option. 7,100 on FanDuel, 7,600 on DraftKings. I think LaMelo would be second, and then Terry Rozier would be third. I think Miles Bridges is probably the only guy that I would say that I like. As we go then to Cleveland. Similar story. Jared Allen is probably your best option here. 7,200 on FanDuel, 7,400 on DraftKings. Darius Garland, 7,700 on both sites, looks solid enough. Mobley looks okay. Craig, you want to know what plus minus is on it? So what I do, I use Boom, which is what we have on the website as your odds of basically scoring 5x plus 10 on your salary. I'll walk through the entire example. That'll probably be easier. Where do I have salaries hidden? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to highlight Darius Garland. That'll be the easiest one to do. So everything that I'm highlighting right now is Darius Garland. So Darius Garland is 7,700 on FanDuel, which means his target score, his boom score, basically the score that if he scores 5x plus 10, there's a decent chance that any winning lineup can have him. It's the easiest way to describe it. So at 7,700, you're looking for 49 fantasy points out of Darius Garland. What I have plus minus as is his projection plus 1.5 standard deviations. So in this case, for Garland, it's going to be 37.6, which is his projection. Plus 1.5 times the standard deviation, which what I have right now is 11.5. That gets you to 54.8. I'm going to subtract the target score of 49. That gives you Darius Garland's plus minus here on, this is all rounded, the target score. So 49, it might not just be 49. It might be like 48 point something. It is 48 point something because I can see the answer here for Garland is 6.4. So what I can technically do is say that the target score is 7,700 divided by 1,000 times 5 plus 10. And you get, as you can see, there's the 6.4. That's the plus minus for Garland. So because in most lineups, you're going to need each guy to be like a standard deviation to slightly more away from their projection. So basically, I want to know when Garland plays 34 minutes and has an outlier performance, what does that look like in relation to his salary? In this case, he would be 6 points ahead of that boom score. What you're really trying to do is get as many points as you possibly can ahead of that boom score. So that's why someone like Jared Allen looks a little bit better than Garland, than Mobley. I hope I did an okay job explaining that. And just in case anybody else is curious, where do I have it hiding here? Ceiling. So on here, ceiling is the same thing. It's the left side of the plus minus. So that is projection plus 1.5 standard deviations. All right, let's go to game number 2. Of course, the Indiana Pacers taking on the Orlando Magic. Seriously, the Pacers must have played 200 games this year. And they've been like 4 different teams. Because when push comes to shove, guys, you know the guy in your lineup needs to have an outlier performance. Every single person that plays has the same chance of being one standard deviation positive. So we can compare across that line and just get like a slightly better visual. And it just helps from like a talking perspective. Doesn't really dictate much of my lineup construction, but it is very directionally accurate. All right, let's go to Indiana. Hell if I know who's available for this team. Let's get that back over there. There we go. Indiana. Okay, so Brogdon available. No Turner. Duarte and Lance are both questionable. I think I have Duarte in, but not Lance. Duarte played 14 minutes this last time out. So he is definitely dinged up. All right, we're going to take Kiefer Sykes out of there. Dwayne The Rock Washington out of there. I'm going to take Halliburton to 36. I'm going to take Buddy Hield to 36. I mean, I'm going to say Brogdon plays 32. I think that makes the most sense. Buddy Hield in for 26. So right now, that lineup just fits. Now, I think Isaiah Jackson for 24 works. I'm going to take Terry Taylor's 16 minutes and just give them to Lance. That probably covers me. You know, we got 32 for O'Shea Brissett. I think Goga continues to play, although he doesn't have to, but I think that he does. I'm going to take 2 minutes away from Isaiah Jackson and bump up Goga so that I don't get too much Isaiah Jackson, but we're going to have to grab rates here too, because I want to make sure that we get Brogdon right again. So we need to think through Indiana a second. So basically, we need, at the very least, for Malcolm Brogdon to be in the game. And we know for sure we don't want Domantas Sabonis on. I don't think that we want Karis LeVert on. I think Miles Turner staying on would be okay. But what we really are talking about is just getting a proxy for Tyrese Halliburton. So I think that everybody else will actually be okay in this scenario, as long as we take Sabonis off and LeVert off. Am I missing someone that would like change that up at all? Not really. Because I think like Jeremy Lamb's a decent proxy for some of these guys. So let's grab these rates, because we just need to get a little bit of an idea. Although I don't even have, like, we only have 2 games of Brogdon Halliburton. So maybe I'll, instead of doing those guys off, I'm just going to put Halliburton in the game and do that instead. I thought it might be a little bit bigger of a sample, but it wasn't. So, and just for the record, in the 60 minutes that Brogdon has played when Halliburton has played, Brogdon's got a 21.5% usage rate. Unquestionably, I'm locking Malcolm Brogdon in for his normal usage rate. He's not going to shoot less. I don't want to say that I'm positive of it, but I don't want to find it out in a different way. So mostly we're just trying to figure out Halliburton and Hield rates. And we're not going to be playing too much of this Indiana team anyway. But it's not a non-zero team, so we want to be mildly correct. Alrighty. Brogdon, we're just locking in at 24.5. Halliburton so far has been at 20.5. Feels fine locking it in at 20. Buddy Hield, basically the exact same scenario. Because if Brogdon's back and playing a little bit more, then I want to lock that in. I'm not sure that we're going to need to change anybody else. So I'm just going to let this go now. So that's going to be Indiana. We're going to go to Orlando now. For the Magic, obviously we got Fultz back. Cole Anthony probable. No Isaac, no Mo Wagner. Don't need to open my email either. This one should be pretty easy. You know, we got 16 minutes out of Fultz. I got him in for 18 already. That seems fine. Cole Anthony played 29. I think I'm okay with 31. I got Suggs in for 30. He might need to lose a little bit of time. Gary Harris certainly did. Terrence Ross certainly did. RJ Hampton didn't as much as I would have expected. So I'm going to take him up to 11. I'm going to take Harris down a little bit more. Basically, just want to make sure that I don't get guys that I shouldn't get. Mo Bamba played 30 minutes. That's big. Wendell Carter Jr. still played 28, so I'm going to leave him in for 31. Bamba's minutes, though, trending up. Who's are trending down? Maybe I take one away from Franz Wagner, get him down to 30, get Bamba up. That gets him to 24. That just doesn't feel like enough. I'll take another one away from Terrence Ross. I'll be fine at 24 for Bamba. I think that works for Orlando. Let's peep this team. All right, Indiana Pacers. Malcolm Brogdon, if he is playing today, and it appears that he is, 6,300 on FanDuel is a very, very good price. That is the best thing you'll find from Indiana on either site, on either FanDuel or DraftKings. O'Shea Brissett for 6,100 on DK looks solid. Tyrese Halliburton would be my only other option. 8,600 on FanDuel, 8,800 on DraftKings. Halliburton price is coming down. For Orlando, Cole Anthony, 5,700 on FanDuel. Like, I'm going back there again, even at, limited minutes, so to speak. And then Mo Bamba, 4,600 and 4,900. It's Anthony and Bamba once again as the two best plays from Orlando. Not much else we're looking at here. So that's 2 games down. Save this file. We'll check out and see that we've got 99 viewers, 45 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. Oh, New York Knicks, 10.5-point dogs in Philly. This should be fun. What do we got for the Knickerbockers today? No Grimes, no Rose, Nerlens Noel, doubtful. Means we're getting Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims, I would imagine. Oh. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm going to go 29 for Mitch. Actually, probably go 20, 28 here for Rich. 18. Move Toppin 2 more. Randall's in for 36. Feels about right. RJ Barrett's in for 36. Feels about right. Didn't need to do that. Quickly, I guess with no Grimes, probably set for a couple extra minutes. So we'll get him up to 24. Alec Burks, gonna need 2 more. Got Fournier in for 32. Honestly, he probably needs a couple more. 34 on Fournier. And then Reddish is just sort of in. We'll give him 16. 9-man rotation. Easy. don't have any rates that I need to change. There's going to be a lot to like here for the Knicks, so buckle up for that discussion point. For some reason, I went to Phoenix instead of Philly. Oh, that's just me being dumb. Let's handle this Philly rotation, and then we'll grab rates for what we've seen for Philly through 2 games with Harden. I'll just do that now on the side so it's ready. So we'll say James Harden played in the game. I'm not going to do too much of a change, but I want to start dialing in the usage a little bit more. 36 minutes for Maxey, yes. 36 minutes for Harden, yes. 34 minutes for Embiid, sure. 36 minutes for Tobias Harris. I feel comfortable with all of that. It might actually be too much Tobias Harris, but whatever. Thibault, probably the guy that needs a little bit more playing time. Who's the guy that needs less? Maybe Shake Milton? That gets Thibault up to 28. I've got Millsap in as the backup center. Should be him, although it should be Paul Reed, but that's neither here nor there. I think what I've got in here looks fine. I don't really know how to give Korkmaz any more minutes, but maybe I'll take 2 from Tobias Harris. I think that makes some sense. Now, for rates. In the 2 games they've played so far, James Harden has a 22% usage rate. Now, I don't expect that to continue. Embiid's at 39. I'm comfortable leaving his 37. Tobias basically has no usage whatsoever. Maxey has maintained his 20. I actually think that what I have in here right now is more likely to be correct, so I'm going to let it all be fine. No changes for right now. We're going to need more games. Well, this should be interesting. Here it is. New York Knicks. Alec Burks is 4,600 on FanDuel, 5,300 on DraftKings. There's a decent chance Alec Burks is the best play we've looked at so far. He looks really good. Even looks okay on DraftKings at 5,300. Fournier, 5,400 on FanDuel, 5,900 on DraftKings is your second best option. Mitchell Robinson on FanDuel for 5K because of the 3-point blocks. RJ Barrett for 7,500 on DraftKings, point guard, small forward. I like the Knicks a little bit more than I would have ever expected today. Not fun, considering they're double-digit dogs. 4 double-digit underdogs on this slate tonight. Good luck getting those games right. Now for Philly, 10-8 for Embiid on FanDuel, 11-6 on DraftKings. Looks incredible. I'd be happy to still get to Maxey at 6,600 on DraftKings. I think he looks really good. 7,800 on FanDuel is pretty tough. And then Harden, I would never talk anybody out at 10-4 on FanDuel, 11-2 on DraftKings, but he might be a little overpriced for what he's going to be doing right now. Still good, still playable, still very much a part of the player pool, but Embiid's the priority here, and I definitely like Maxey more than Harden on DraftKings. 3 games down. We're up to 7 o'clock. Apparently my ears were like a little tight there. They popped. That felt incredible. We're on to the Utah Jazz. 12.5-point favorites in Houston, 232 total. Houston on the back-to-back, so we're not going to have a ton of info there. Jojo Rabbit, the problem with the Knicks is that they're not a good team on paper. And they're not exactly well coached. All right, Utah. This is probably easy. No Jared Butler, that's it. So I guess I'm just going to take like a chunk of time away from Trent Forrest, give it to Daniel House. Gobert's minutes are normal. Royce O'Neal's minutes to me are normal. I don't really see anything else that I need to change. 32 minutes out of Boyan might be one too many. Do something like that. Yeah, I mean, Utah's rotation is like the easiest one. Jojo, points per game is the most meaningless stat in all of basketball. All of these teams score over 100 points a game. Somebody's got to score by default. All right, then we go to Houston. I don't even know who played for Houston yesterday. So still no Kevin Porter. Let's look at his blurb just to find out. Because obviously this is a back-to-back, so there's no way to know if he's available today. They're hopeful that he can play today, so I'm going to leave him in, which means I'm going to leave in the rotation that I had yesterday and make no changes. DB, congrats, man. That's awesome. So we're going to put game 4 to bed. Again, Utah, great spot against Houston. I think Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert are very clearly the two best options. Gobert at 7,800 across both sites. Mitchell at 8,800 across both sites. I think you can go to Boyan and to Mike Conley on FanDuel as well. On Houston, assuming Kevin Porter can play, Christian Wood is probably the only guy that I have any major interest in, and major is even sort of like pumping the brakes a bit. Alrighty. Halfway done. Sam, then don't trust it and just leave. Miami, 4.5-point dogs in Milwaukee, 224.5 total. I mean, fun game to watch, I guess. Not a really fun DFS game. We still have no Kyle Lowry. I have no idea what his personal reasons are, but it's starting to be sad, I think. I can't imagine it's a good thing. No Oladipo, no Markieff Morris. Caleb Martin, questionable. I mean, Miami's rotation with no Kyle Lowry is pretty set in stone. Yeah, I'm happy with 31 minutes for Gabe Vincent. 33 for Tyler Hero seems about right. Bam seems fine. Jimmy Butler seems fine. Yeah, we're just going to keep the same rotation that we had for Monday, assuming the game will be slightly closer. And I'm guessing the same for Milwaukee, although they have so many guys out that I never know if somebody's going to be back in. No George Hill, no Pat Connaughton, no Brook Lopez, which means same rotation for Milwaukee. We got 34 minutes for Drew. Honestly, playing more as of late. I'm going to take Drew to 36 because this is a competitive matchup. I think we're going to take Chris Middleton to 36 as well. And I guess I'm going to take Giannis to 36. Maybe it should be 35. Now 36 works. I'm going to sneeze at some point in time. I can feel it. Oh, it's stuck in my nose. That was invigorating. Almost blew me back out of the chair. I do have the big beak, though, so it tends to happen. All right, let's look at this Miami-Milwaukee game. Again, Miami 4.5-point dogs in Milwaukee. Jimmy Butler, to me, exceptional play today on FanDuel. The best we've seen. 8,400 shooting guard, small forward. Jimmy Butler is the best play on FanDuel that we have looked at. He might even be the best one on DraftKings at 9,200. Gabe Vincent, 4K on FanDuel, 4,200 on DraftKings should be popular. Again, that price just works for someone playing north of 30 minutes. Tyler Hero, looking okay. I can't go to Bam at 9,900, even though he's playing really well. Giannis, 11-3 on FanDuel, 12-2 on DraftKings. Looks great. I'd be happy to pair up a Giannis and Jimmy Butler lineup. Middleton and Holiday look better now that they've given them those extra minutes, but even still, nothing crazy. And then I think you could talk yourself into a $6,700 Portis. All right, Sacramento, 5-point dogs. Wait, do I have a weird voice right now? Or was that just post-sneeze? Or is my microphone actually changed? Sacramento at New Orleans. Kings are 5-point dogs, 235 total. This one should be interesting. Rashawn Holmes, questionable. Everybody else available. All right, testing the microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4. How is my audio? Chat. I don't know if it was static popping. I think it was actually my throat popping, but maybe. All right, we're good. Glad to be back, folks. Glad to be back. Well, Trey Lyles is starting now, so we're going to have to deal with that. I've got Sabonis in 34 minutes. How do I get Trey Lyles 28 minutes? I guess I just take Mo Harkless clean out of this, and that handles basically everything I needed to do. Easy. De'Aaron Fox, 36 minutes. DiVincenzo, 22 minutes. Everything else looks good to me. I'm assuming Rashawn Holmes is the backup center. If he is not, it's Damian Jones. I don't think it matters. So I think Sacramento is already set. And just in case you're curious, if Trey Lyles is starting at the 4 again, we found the best play of the day because I think he's still minimum salary. Let's check out the Pelicans. Ray, happy to help out, man. That's awesome. Enjoy league night. No Zion, no Nance. Questionable tag on Wenyen Gabriel, who I believe is signing with the Lakers anyway. So don't think he's going to be on that team any longer for the depth chart purposes. Probably not making a ton of changes here either. We've got McCollum in for 36. Alvarado might be playing a little bit less. Najee Marshall has been playing the past 2 days in place of Garrett Temple, I guess. We can do something like that. Tony Snell seems about fine for 23 minutes. 32 for Herb Jones. 31 for Joe Val. Yeah, this is pretty much set. Do I need to give Jackson Hayes more playing time? I think 26 minutes works. So that game is in the books already, too. We only have 2 left. Lots to talk about for this one, though. Sacramento. Trey Lyles is 3,600 on FanDuel at power forward, $3,300 power forward center on DK. You've just found your value play. If Trey Lyles is starting again for Sacramento, and we have no reason to suspect he's not, he's the easiest play on the board today. He'll fit into every lineup. He's the chalk value. To me, there's no way to get away from Trey Lyles. That's just the number one play of the day. De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis both look okay. I'd rather have Fox than Sabonis, but I'd like to play them both, particularly Sabonis on FanDuel, where he also has power forward eligibility. And for the Pels, no priorities. Ingram and Herb Jones are my 2 favorite options. But you can go to Joval, Hayes, Devontae Graham on DraftKings off the bench, CJ if you want to. It's a scatter shot, but Ingram is the first guy you want from New Orleans. Where are we at on likes? 141 viewers, 66 likes. That's not going to get it done. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done it already. We're off to Oklahoma City, 9 o'clock start, 13-point underdogs in Denver, 225 total. This Oklahoma City team is exhausting to talk about. Obviously, Aaron Wiggins got hurt last time out, so no Giddey, no Dort, no Kenrich, no Aaron Wiggins, no Jeremiah Robinson Earl, no Jerome, no Muscala. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they still have 10 dudes. We got 35 minutes in for Shea. We got to take Maladon up to 20. We've got to take Lindy Waters to 18. We've got Trey Mann in for 30. I got to make that 32. I've got 24 in for Roby, 16 in for Favors. Okay, so they didn't go to Favors at all. Did they split Sarr and Roby? I'd be surprised if they don't play Derek Favors today, but it's 2 straight. And there's no back-to-back involved, so maybe we take Sarr up to 22. Got Baisley in for 32. That seems fine. Poku played 26. I think he's about to play a little bit more. I'm going to take him up to 28, 27 maybe. Maybe 20. Let's look at 26 first. Vit needs to get up to like 26 minutes. So that takes me to 5 leftovers. I'm going to give those to Derek Favors. Ugh, this team. DraftKings is a real problem for Oklahoma City today. They're an actual issue. Especially Poku, Sarr, and Vit. Now for Denver, what do we got for the Nugs? No Murray, no Porter. Zeke Naji questionable. Bones Highland off of the injury report. So, as we look at Denver as of late, we get Zeke Naji back. I already got him in for 20 minutes, so that works. 29 minutes for Monty Morris, sure. I've got JaMychal Green in. JaMychal Green and Cousins have been playing because there's been no Zeke Naji. I think one of those two guys goes away. I'm going to assume it's actually JaMychal Green. Ryan, I am, but the chances of me posting that on Twitter are pretty low. I haven't been all that motivated in the late afternoons as of late. I got a lot going on that makes the mornings a little bit easier than the nights. I don't think I really want to change anything around here. I mean, maybe Bones Highland should have like slightly less minutes. We go 17, we bump up Austin Rivers, but it's not like we're playing any of these guys. Yeah, I think this is pretty much all good. Maybe I have Will Barton in for too many minutes. Yeah, that all seems fine. So let's look at this game, because obviously Jokic should eat Oklahoma City. Is Sarr really not in the FanDuel salaries, or does he have a different name? No, just not in the FanDuel salary file. How the hell is that possible? All right, so for Oklahoma City, clearly you can play Shea, and he looks really good. Poku on DraftKings is all right. On Denver, Jokic, 11K on FanDuel. He'll be an interesting toss-up with Embiid. 12-4 on DraftKings is fine. Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, the only other two guys that I'd be all that interested in playing from Denver. Time to close it out. Final game number 8 for today. Portland, 13-point dogs in Phoenix. Late night hammer, 226 total. I don't know what's available for Portland at this point. No Justice Winslow. Shocked that his Achilles couldn't hold up to playing 5 straight days. No Didi Lozada, Lillard, Ingles, Bledsoe, Nas Little, Nurkic, all that stuff. So we didn't have Winslow on Sunday, so at least we know sort of what this rotation looks like. I've got 36 minutes in for Simons. If it's competitive, that's what he's playing. We've got Drew Eubanks as the basically starting center. Trendon Watford, the backup. They're more than likely not playing at all alongside each other. I am going to give Watford an extra minute. Josh Hart in for 36. I just think that I have to do that and assume that it's going to be close. Keon Johnson is going to get a lot of time. He played 26 minutes with no Justice Winslow last time. I'm going to give him that same 26. Greg Brown, we could probably get into like the 22 range. And then maybe Brandon Williams gets 7. He played 24 the last time out. Who didn't play? I guess everybody just played a little bit less because it wasn't close. Maybe I take like an extra minute away from CJ Ellaby and get Brandon Williams up to 8. I'm not really changing any rates here. This one's a real big issue. Mark, Dame should be done for the season. I don't know what the hell he'd be coming back for. It's almost like team malpractice if they bring him back. All right, for Phoenix, let's close this slate out. Campaign probable. Big time news there. That's going to cause major trickle down effects. I'm gutting this entire rotation for Phoenix and rebuilding it. So Campaign had a wrist injury. He's been out for ages, over a month, but he should be in relatively good shape. So I'm going to give Campaign 26 minutes. We're going to say Aaron Holiday plays like 16. And then we get Devin Booker in for his 36. We get DeAndre Ayton in for his 31. We're going to get JaVale in for just shy. And then we're going to give Mikal Bridges 36 minutes. We need Jay Crowder in for 28 minutes. We're going to need Torrey Craig in for, 14. That gives me Cam Johnson for 28. That's 38. And then that leaves me 9 minutes left over for Landry Shamet. That's about right. It doesn't really matter if he gets 9 or 12. I think that all fits. Now, we do need to get rates because Cam Johnson's going to have a little bit of an effect on usage. So I don't even if we just do games where Chris Paul did not play, I don't even know if Cam Johnson or Cam Payne has played any of those games. Yeah, no. So we need to do Chris Paul off. And I'm going to say games where Cam Payne and Devin Booker both played. That's probably the easiest way to do this. Yeah, that'll work. It's not going to be the best proxy in the world because we also don't know if they're going to start campaign. If I had to guess, they don't here, but they do moving forward. But we'll see. They're all massively plus. They all have massive plus minuses with him off. Okay. Booker. 312 minutes with Chris Paul off. 33% usage rate. So I'm leaving everything that I have in here for Booker like it's normal. Campaign, I just want to lock in. I think everybody else's rates are just going to fall into place. Mikal Bridges has significantly lower usage, and I need to manually make that adjustment. There we go. He sees a couple extra assists, which is weird. But that should cover us. So we are through all 8 games. Took about an hour. Seems pretty normal. Let's look at this final one. Portland. Lots to like for Portland, particularly on FanDuel. Here's where it becomes a real problem. 6K Josh Hart. Josh Hart is $6,000 on FanDuel and $7,600 on DraftKings. Stupid. Josh Hart is a must-play on FanDuel. Anthony Simons is a must-play on FanDuel. He's $1,500 cheaper than he is on the other site. Drew Eubanks is a must-play on FanDuel. Power forward center eligible, $3,900. CJ Ellaby, Keon Johnson, Greg Brown, all guys that you should be taking shots on as value options. On DraftKings, everybody is in play. I think Eubanks is your best option. You got to play like 7 guys from Portland on the off chance that this game stays competitive. For Phoenix, no real major priorities. As long as we don't hear anything negative about campaign, he's the guy that I'd want to go to. 4,100 on FanDuel, 4,300 on DraftKings. I think Ayton looks good, 6,800 on both. Booker and Bridges as well. David, yeah, I think MLB plays this season, but they're probably going to miss a month or so. I'm not exactly broken up about it. Well, slate in the books. We got crunches to run. 169 viewers, 86 likes. If you have not hit that thumbs up yet, what in the world are you waiting for? Do it now. Let's run some crunches. Starting on FanDuel. Oh, God, that last sip of coffee, delectable. Delectable. All right, here we go. FanDuel Crunch. First one up. I got to get Fantasy Cruncher to add Lindy Waters' name. All right. Optimal by 0.3 of a point, 353.5. Donovan Mitchell, Cole Anthony, Jimmy Butler, Campaign, Giannis, Josh Hart, Drew Eubanks, Trey Lyles, Rudy Gobert. Trey Lyles, Drew Eubanks, to me, no brainer. Campaign could be a really good play, but the Eubanks, Lyles, even Josh Hart to a degree, those 3 guys aren't leaving cash lineups. Cantor, I really hope you're right, man. I really hope they come back like the moment basketball ends. It would give me a lot of time that I desperately need. Life is tough right now. I could use a little bit less. All right, power rankings on FanDuel. I think we know what we're going to see at the top. I'm just curious if it ends up being Trey Lyles or if Butler or if Hart stays up there. Okay, so Lyles is way lower than I was expecting. Maybe he's just more of a DK thing than a FanDuel thing. He's climbing a little bit now. I guess there's just enough mid-tier value that it's not as crazy. Appreciate you, Cantor. All right. Cole Anthony, which I don't love, but I mean, he's 57. Like, think about this. Cole Anthony was 7,100 on my birthday. He's now 5,700. At 7,100, your goal score, your 5x plus 10, is 45.5. When you drop to 5,700, I want to let everybody understand this. I don't think that Cole Anthony is all that different of a play, but now at 5,700, you need 7 less fantasy points from Cole Anthony to have the same like input on your lineup. Instead of him needing that monster number, like instead of him needing 45.5, he only needs 38.5. That's big because 38.5 for Cole Anthony. I mean, he did it 3 games ago. Now, this was before he came back because he was out. It was All-Star break. So, he had that 9-day stretch. You might forget about it. He did it right here. If he does this game against Atlanta, 38.9, that's what you want. That's all you need. The $5,700 price tag makes sense. So Anthony at the top, Josh Hart, Alec Burks, Jimmy Butler, Giannis, Eubanks, Brogdon, Simons. That's everybody above 20%. I don't think anything is crazy there. To me, it's crazy how low Lyles ranks. Maybe I need to give him a couple more minutes to pop because I got him in at 28, but you might not need to pay all the way down on FanDuel today is what I'm seeing there. And that makes sense to me because some of these guys in the mid-range are just easier to get to. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Let's go to DraftKings now. All right, DK optimal lineups. We have 291.7. So this is by 0.7 fantasy points. Campaign, Donovan Mitchell, Herb Jones, which I don't think is going to hold too much, but he did look good. There's Trey Lyles. Now, Lyles is going to show up a lot for the DK side. Eubanks at 4,300, Will Barton, Giannis, and DeAndre Ayton. I actually like that lineup quite a bit. The campaign thing, again, is going to be tricky. Let's check out the power rankings for DraftKings. Yeah, the way pay down options work on FanDuel compared to DraftKings is just so much different. One, you need the extra flexibility because there's less guys. But two, like look at the gap there. Trey Lyles is in the 30s in this crunch. Aaron Gordon, no one else is above 20. That's how different FanDuel and DraftKings are with the way that you can fit people into your lineups with utility spots and guard/forward spots. Trey Lyles, unquestioned number one play on DraftKings. He's just not the same kind of guy on FanDuel. So it's Lyles by a miles. You see what I did there? Lyles is number one. I wouldn't even feel comfortable saying anybody else is number two. Then you get Campaign, Gabe Vincent, Keon Johnson, Drew Eubanks. Holy, that is awful. Payne, Vincent, Johnson, Eubanks, Anthony, Herb Jones, Fournier is the next group. I got to read off the top 5 guys on my power. DraftKings contenders is Lyles, Payne, Vincent, Johnson, Eubanks. That'll be a fun one to break down. You can basically play any of the pay-up options today on DraftKings, and they're all the same. Look at the results here. Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Harden, Shea. That's everybody 10K or above. 8, 14, 10, 10, 10. You just lock in the value and rotate the studs. crazy. Let's close it out now with Yahoo. Do we hit 100 yet? 104. There it is. We are where we want to be. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Yahoo optimals. What do we got? That would be 301.4 by a full point. Cole Anthony, Donovan Mitchell, Cam Payne, Jimmy Butler, Trey Lyles, Jackson Hayes, Nikola Jokic, and Drew Eubanks. And then our rankings on Yahoo. Looking like we're going to get two Knicks near the top. Definitely was hoping it was Alec Burks, Evan Fournier day. Looking like Alec Burks and Jimmy Butler are your top two plays on Yahoo for today. Put my watch back on. Burks, Eubanks, Butler, Lyles, Payne, Simons, Aaron Gordon, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton. That is everybody above 15%. And that, my friends, is the end of the show. Another one in the books. Thank you for joining me again right there. Prize Picks, awesemo.com/prizepicks-promo. Get yourself one free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum. Contenders videos coming out in the next hour. And then you get nothing else from me. I'm done. I got nothing on the books today. Maybe I'll prep some golf lineups or something. We shall see. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. 2 more days left during this work week to break down some games. The process is going nowhere, folks. I love it. It's a great time. Good luck. Win some money. Cody, I have no idea what I'm making for dinner yet. I still got to figure it out. So we'll see. Might smoke something. Don't know. Might go pork chili verde. Don't know. We got Liverpool today. Got the gym later. It's going to be a good one. Good luck, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow.